please quit. No.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. On to just bring this full circle, and to, actually talk about the, the state of where we all are.
Failing podcast.
In terms of our connection to FF14. Because I think that has a greater impact on our connection to the show than just sentiment around the show. All of us, I think, very much love doing this show.
Mm-hmm.
That regardless of how much we are enamored with FF14 as a game at any current point, that doing this show with each other and in front of the audience that we have is the thing that keeps us coming back every week.
That is paramount.
And that if you remove one of those elements permanently, even if it is your personal least favorite element of the show, whether that be me or whether that be Drops or Juxta, whatever it is, the mean element of the show, the contentiousness, the callers, there's a lot of things that people could complain about for this show. I mean, they choose me a lot, but there's a lot of different things that you could take issue with. The point is that we do this show with each other for the audience that we've cultivated, and we know where the feedback comes from. And the honest, like, I know that I made fun of you guys about the numbers, and there's some truth to that a little bit. That the last two shows, you guys kept the engines running, like that's great, and that's awesome. And while they may not have done gangbuster numbers, and they haven't, done better than shows previous to that, that you guys did a very admirable job of being able to keep this show going and moving forward. And that if I was going to quit this show, that I would be very comfortable leaving it in your guys' hands.
Aww.
But the thing that has been made abundantly clear to me, and I'm going to ask that you guys share your actual feelings on this, and because I can say it, and if it's only ever coming from me, it does look like you guys are, like have Stockholm syndrome or something. But that
I'm not denying that I don't have that.
That maybe you do a little bit, more than everyone else. No, but that it's essentially been expressed to me internally that if we change the group comp on the show, that there is a good chance that there would be more than just one person leaving in that exodus, and that would pretty irreparably change the format of this show. Right, I mean, of course, any change in hosts would be a change in dynamic.
Yes.
And that goes without saying, but that this idea that you can just have Limit Break Radio sans Aniro.
No, it doesn't work. Look,
I think that's difficult to do for a variety of reasons.
What's going to be really great about this episode, right? Because, we're wrapping it up here now. We've still had above the 200 mark in audience, which is what we normally have in an episode.
We're at 193. Don't lie to the fucking people.
Okay, sorry.
We had
it
200.
dipped at the end. But usually for the majority, we're above the 200 mark, right? This wasn't even a Final Fantasy XIV episode.
This was an episode all about us.
This was an episode about Limit Break Radio, and I think that's very
gotcha,
apt.
idiot. Moron.
That's very apt because you're right. We don't do this show for Final Fantasy XIV. We do this show for ourselves first and for our fans second. And so if any one of us were to permanently leave, with except the exception of Escalia, because it doesn't bring anything to the show,
right?
Then
Obviously.
it would
he does.
Okay,
too.
fine, and Nika, because no one likes her.
All right, fine. Escalia brings the trans shield. That's it.
All right, that's fair. But if any one of us were to leave permanently, it wouldn't just change the dynamic on the show. It would change the show itself for the rest of us. Something would be missing, and I think that as a result, that would probably cause like a domino effect.
Not just that, but I mean, like, when we brought the show back, first of all, we knew what we were doing. Setting out for infamy instead of to be everyone,
Famey.
instead of to be everyone's friend, which is, I think that's an impossible task. You're never going to please 100% of the people 100% of the time. And so not even having the pretense of trying to cater to the people who complain about the show, no matter what it does, positive, negative, no matter what, they're going to complain. Knowing that and embracing that has really been a not a background construction, but a very, very much a foreground construction of this show. And that has continued on from the day we started to right now. We've always known, always, since bringing this back, because of our previous history with FF11, that there was an expiration date on Limit Break Radio. We knew that. Mm-hmm. We've always known that. And the thing about it is that, you know, you got to be really sure if you're going to pull that fucking ripcord, first of all. And the second thing is, I mean, this is an online game. It receives updates. It will change. Whether that's for the good or the bad is up for the community to decide. But trying to say that this show has no place in the community, that the opinions or discussions that are held within this show have no place in FF14, I think is very disingenuous. Not just to the work and effort that I put in on this show, but the work and effort that you guys put in on this show. The work and effort that callers make to call into this show and have a variety of opinions and express a variety of opinions. I mean, to discount the show is to really discount your ability to sound off and to call in to the show. And again, this is a show that was built with more long-term sustainability than just FF14. FF14 won't be around forever. I mean, maybe the servers will be up for a very, very long time, but just like with FF11, our interest in this game is going to eventually end up bottoming out. There's no way to avoid that. There's just no way. I'm sorry. It happens. And because we knew that, you know, that's why we went to such great lengths to start Final Encounter Cast, to get Checkpoint Radio up and running. While we had the opportunity, not after the opportunity had already passed us, and we would have to work that much harder to be able to convince you guys that we're worth investing in. We've diversified our content in a very, very smart way to be able to say we're building something here that if you like the personalities on the show, you're going to be able to enjoy long past your enjoyment of FF14.
What that means for you, Reddit, is that if the day comes where Limit Break Radio dies out and we stop doing it, we're still going to be living on through Final Encounter Cast and Checkpoint Radio. So checkmate, bitches.
Not just that. Not just that. But we exit on our own terms. Not just me, not just anyone else associated with this show. The show as a whole. We've identified that there's a good chance that if one of us fell, most of the rest of the crew would fall. And if we ended this show, it would absolutely be on our fucking terms.
Like
not
the Friends season finale.
Not Reddit's. Not the official forums. Not fucking guild work. On our terms. Not because there's a section of the audience that thinks, oh, well, this show's dumb anymore. If you really fucking think that, just save your breath. Save your time. Vote with your feet. Don't listen. That's what sends the clearest message.
Yeah, get our name out your mouth.
When our numbers actually take a hit, that's what we pay attention to. So if you don't care, don't listen. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple equation. I mean, I haven't made this a mystery. I've said this on other shows where people have taken issue with us. Stop listening.
They keep coming back.
I know. Or they hate listen. And then they respond more.
Oh, hate listen's the best.
And that yes, it is the best. You guys are doing active promotion for us. 200, 300 comments. There's no way that I could have said, hey, check out what's on this week on LBR on Reddit and gotten that many responses. It would have been buried. We stayed at the top of Reddit for like 2.5 days, even if it was shitty. Where's Mog Talk sitting at the top of Reddit for 2.5 days?
They're in our Reddit thread somewhere.
All right. Where's the evaluation on Mr. Happy's videos in Stormblood?
Also somewhere in our Reddit.
Yeah, there was a whole discussion about those both of them.
This is such a bullshit straw man argument that look, I've seen this happen before. You don't do this for, going on 12 years without seeing this happen, not just to yourself but to other fucking people. And if you think I'm down to repeat their mistakes, oh, you're fucking wrong. But that's what people enjoy about this show, is that this is a show on our terms. Even with our donors, even with our Patreon members, we have been absolutely fucking clear that buying into the show or donating to the show does not give you an editorial voice.
Just ensures that we keep going.
It just yes, exactly. It ensures that we're able to keep doing what we do. That's it. That's it. And if you don't like what we're doing, take your money. It's fine. We'll figure out how to do it without you. I cannot say the same thing to any of my hosts.
No, you summed it up pretty well.
I can't. I can't say that. I can't say, go do something else. We'll figure this out without you. And I won't. These are 4 people, 5 including Kooky. 5 people who I have trusted as business partners and as friends. This divide and conquer strategy that Reddit wants to seem to employ to get 2 of you to break off and form your own show.
And this is not the first time they've tried this.
It's not the first time that this has been tried either.
Like our other brother thread too, they were saying things like, "Hey Nika, I can lead you to a battered waifu shelter if you need help." Like, God
I
damn.
remember that.
I mean, it's a little bit more patronizing, but
A little bit,
but
the
the
She
point
is
still,
a woman and can't think for herself.
clearly I am here because I am being forced and call help.
but
Let me mansplain to you why you hate yourself.
But yeah, look, for as much as we play up that we disagree or that we don't like each other here on the show, there's literally no one I'd rather do this with. That's why my
Almost choked on your words there.
I did. That's why all of the projects that I've done afterwards have been with them. I don't want to work with anyone else. I just don't. And that's the truth. Is that I work very well with this group of folks. They understand and tolerate my bullshit to an extent that most other people will not.
That is so true. That is so true.
Understatement of the year.
The amount of times I've saved Skurro's ass, like you guys don't even know.
You have jumped in front of that bullet more than a few times.
Skurro, you have no idea how many times he's legitimately wanted to get rid of you.
That I've and wanted to like really yell at you for a while too.
You're lucky, buddy.
Yeah, that divide and conquer thing is